Whoa, what the heck was that? All of a sudden, it just totally changed.
Oh
What's going on, you cackaholic criminal crack cookers? Welcome to Grunt Speak.
Live from the lair. Hey, listen, man.
Bleep,
Today
blop, and
is going to be comedy fucking gold.
It never ends.
Because this world we're living in is fucking off the goddamn rails.
And that is putting it mildly.
It is 100% comedy gold, man.
And I hope everybody is going to enjoy the stream tonight, because we are trying a new Restream software, new Restream website, I should say.
Well, like some of the stories we're going to cover is Castration Thief.
Castration? God. No. No, I don't want to talk about it. It's local too. That's what makes it even worse. Why? Some journalist somewhere had to write the phrase, "She wants her testicles back." And I'm like, and then do this. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I went 6 figures in debt to get this degree so I could write her testicles.
And I don't know. Is that going to be a new tech, or are we going to stay on?
Oh, we're going to stay on. We're going to just let this happen.
All right. Yeah, we don't have to go to new tech today. All right.
But we are using the Restream.io. Hopefully, it has better results. It comes highly recommended. Somebody in the D-Live chat last time was like, you need to switch. All right. We'll
And
give
this
it a
one
shot.
actually streams to Kick, so we're
Yes.
on Kick tonight, too.
We are on Kick. If you have Kick and you would prefer to watch over there, let us know how that works. I'm going to slap the link into the chats. So if you guys have a Kick account and you want to subscribe over there, feel free. It's coming at you right now.
All right. Now, are we going to have the stream for tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow, you're going to love this subject.
Oh, yeah, the sneak stack.
Sneak stack.
Because chicks are cheating at record speed
Yes.
and record numbers.
And they're accumulating that stack of
Diaka.
while you're married or in a so-called committed relationship. And you guys
Yes, it
need to
is.
know the signs and symptoms and act accordingly. So tune in. You
Yes.
will love it.
It's going to be interesting. And tonight is going to be interesting, too. The first thing that we have to do is we have to raise a glass to the astonishing work ethic of our cuckmander-in-chief, Mr. Ho Biden, because he has officially passed 365 days of vacation since literally taking office 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
Every time Trump went golfing.
That's 40% of his time.
Just about.
Yeah.
39.4% of his presidency on vacation.
Good enough for government work. Fire for effect. Fuck it.
Unbelievable. Every time Trump went golfing, he's lazy, he's fat, he's not doing his job. It's Give me a break.
Yeah.
It really is an accomplishment. People have some thoughts over on X or Twitter, whatever it's called. Can't tell the difference between vacation and working because he doesn't get anything done to help the U.S. True story. Andrew R. says, my older dog sleeps most of the day lately. Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Nez says he spent 99% of the campaign in his basement and he got the most votes ever. Lol. Clown face. Chris Martineau, admittedly, this is better for all of us than him being in the White House. Well, I'm not sure about that. An unelected cabal of globalist fuckwits. There you go.
Yeah.
R.J. Stevens, this is the kicker right here, on our dime.
All right. Now, hang on. All right. When Biden was the vice president, his son flew on the alternate Air Force Two a lot of times to other locations to do unknown things that the vice president didn't know anything about.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, of course. And, I believe, doesn't Hunter show up on the flight logs to a certain island that
just like his dad.
was a whip me, spank me camp kind of thing? Yeah.
Maybe him and Bill took turns showering with the kitties.
Well,
I'm talking about cats, of course.
yes, of course.
Actually, that might have fixed all of our problems. You ever tried to get a cat wet? Try to give it a bath or a shower?
Yes.
Yeah, let's lock Joe Biden in a shower with some cats that don't like water and just let the problem take care of itself.
No, when I was a kid, I had a cat that would jump in the tub with me and didn't give a shit.
Okay, yeah, some are okay with it. Most freak the fuck out.
Yeah. Her name was Sally.
It'd be like if, you just spunked all over a chick's face and then she wanted to give you a kiss without wiping off. That's exactly how cats react when you try to throw them in a shower.
Jesus Christ, that's a horrible image.
We're going to be talking about stuff like that on
Thursday.
Because apparently you can drown in bazooka juice.
Well, Bart Fine, one of our fans, sent us this story, and we will be covering it on Thursday. Now, listen, I don't want to see anyone die.
I might need a minute after that one.
And I'm not making fun of anyone who died in any particular way. It's just very bizarre, and it needs to be addressed.
It's funny. It's fucked up, but also very funny.
Yes. And Thursdays are usually fucked up but funnies.
That's exactly how it rolls, man.
What are you going to do?
So Biden's 40% of his presidency on vacation. Trump went golfing, they wouldn't leave him alone. And then when Trump was, wouldn't call on CNN because he correctly stated they're the enemy of the people, that was called an attack on the First Amendment, you're attacking the free press, blah, 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 even though he was stating facts. Well, what happens when you purge over 400 reporters with your new press credential rules? Which, of course, include you have to provide all of your questions ahead of time because, that's how real investigating in journalism gets done.
You want to know what I would love to see happen? Is nobody shows up to the press briefings.
Bye-bye.
Just fuck you, we don't care.
Yeah, just this curly fry-haired creep.
Yeah.
And her inability to answer questions.
And I was watching a video on YouTube about this reporter. He's got a heavy African accent.
Yeah.
And he's literally like, hey, I got some questions. He's like, listen, I've filled out the paperwork. I've gone through all the steps. Nobody ever calls on me. What is going on?
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, it's time to just boycott that whole goddamn thing because it's all nothing but a fraud anyway.
I'm guessing this is the guy you're talking about right here.
Yeah.
Yep. So breaking the Simon Atiba, White House is changing the rules for press hard passes to target me, but I qualify for all those things as we just filled out our taxes, our register with the District of Columbia, and have our address in D.C. I've studied journalism in college, received 2 degrees, yada, 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 and they won't let him in because he actually asks questions.
Yes.
Real questions. And as we all know, the Biden administration, the most popular, transparent administration in U.S. history, they're not all about that. So they decided to axe 31% of the White House press pool just to protect their potato.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he is a hot potato.
Beautiful.
So they got to throw it around.
Beautiful.
So nobody gets burned. But sooner or later, someone's going to have to take a bite.
Just don't throw it back in the shower with his daughter.
Yeah, oh my God. It's going to get nasty.
He did admit that was hers.
Yes,
and of course, no one's talking about it.
Yeah, no one's talking about it.
Hunter Biden admitted the laptop was his, which proves that our president has committed treason multiple times. And no one's doing anything about it. Yippee-ki-yay. All right. Okay.
All right,
I'm going to read a chat first just because I got to...
You got to get ready for this
I got to get ready for this one, man.
Well,
I need a minute.
Well, first of all, this next story, it's full of stupidity. It involves a man's testicles and the gay community. It is insane. And it happened here in Michigan.
Yeah, this is local.
In fact, I teach a kickboxing class every Monday afternoon in downtown Pontiac.
And apparently this dude's former lover, who is in possession of stolen merchandise. Actually, it's more like abandoned merchandise.
Okay, just read the chat.
Excised merchandise.
Oh!
He was from Ferndale.
Just read the chat.
All right.
Just read the
Here
chat.
we go.
All right.
The chat from Jackson Whittier, Tennessee, is proposing a bill that would make paternity fraud a crime.
Good. It needs to happen.
Yes, that should be everywhere. Okay, we're ready on the right?
Oh, here we go.
Ready on the left? Oh, God. With real stories like this, you have to wonder how the Babylon Bee is still in business. This is the very feminine Muslim Zara Breezy Muharrib. And I say it like that because it sounds like you're trying to order like a McRib, an extra spicy McRib while your mouth is full.
Breezy Muharrib.
You just pull into the McDonald's line in the drive-thru. Zara Breezy Muharrib. You go, what? Zara Breezy Muharrib. All right, you're going to get a Big Mac. Oh, fuck you, man. Get that back from the Dennis, you fucking bastard.
Yeah, your Big Mac needs to be halal. That's not going to happen.
And that just sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger's trying to teach you how to eat Muslim.
Well, that's the equivalent of Jewish kosher.
There you go.
Yeah, that's called halal.
So feminine. His real name is Brianna Kingsley, 40-year-old from Pontiac near Detroit, who had doctors castrate him so he could live out his fetish of pretending to be a woman. And if that wasn't deranged enough, Kingsley recently decided to identify as a Muslim. And I couldn't write a joke better than this. I look forward to him making the Hajj to Mecca, where he definitely won't get thrown off a roof and/or stoned for being a pervert.
Listen, we're not being mean. That really happens in the Middle East.
A little bit.
And they not only just stone people like this, they stone women and little girls for all kinds of effed up shit.
Exactly. So, of course, there's Detroit News article all about this, and they sample some quotes here. Here's a journalist writing her testicles after 4 years of studying for a degree. And a handwritten affidavit and claim. Brianna Kingsley, 40, wrote, "Defendant retains possession of my surgically extracted testicles, preserved in a mason jar, kept in the fridge next to the eggs."
Oh!
That's ironic. "Demand immediate return of my human remains specimen and damages of $6,500. You might as well make it $6,900 just to send the joke home and over the top.
Yeah. Add 400 to it.
Poor oppressed trans people. In Ferndale, according to the Royal Oak Tribune, Kingsley pulled a knife on her then roommate, also a transgender woman, on Christmas Day. Because that's the Christmas gift you want. Here's something you can stuff in your new man-made stocking so you can dilate it every day.
It's horrible.
Ho, ho, ho. You can't make this stuff up, man.
Oh, my God. This is terrible.
What if he's going to eat the testicles with the eggs? Like, I don't know.
Read the direct quote from the police.
Direct quote from the police. "When the victim didn't immediately comply, the suspect held the knife above her head in a threatening manner."
Clowns.
Yeah.
All of them. Absolutely correct.
Over at the feminist outlet Redux, they note that this man has posted about getting aroused by going for a mammogram, posted a video of himself unboxing his castrated testicles on TikTok, and organized an event at a strip club where he performed on stage. Yeah.
All right. If this isn't insanity, I literally don't know what is.
This puts a bow on it, yeah.
Oh, my God. We need to bring back the asylum system.
No kidding.
Holy smoking Joe Frazier.
Because this is what happens when you let the lunatics out of the asylum. The whole world becomes one. And guess who's running the show? The people who want to play along with the delusional.
That's right. And that doesn't go anywhere good.
No. How much money do they really think they're going to make pushing this stuff that sterilizes humanity to the point where there's not going to be a market left?
Well, hang on. It's a twofold objective. One,
Yeah.
depopulation.
Of course.
Two, while that's happening, people are going to make absolute bank supporting this with drugs, therapy, and surgery. Because every person that does this and gets the bottom surgery is going to need medical care
Oh, yeah.
for the rest of their lives.
But there is a 41% chance that none of it will matter to the people who get their shit cut off next year. Just saying.
That's right.
They can join the superhero group, the fantastic 41%.
Didn't I mention this a couple shows ago? The guy I went to high school with is now a tranny.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm not going to say his name.
yeah.
But, back in the day, I mean, he was a pretty cool dude.
Not anymore.
Now he's out of his goddamn mind. And listen, I don't understand this. He's like a year or 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
All right. The amount of drugs and therapy and all the horse crap to maintain this illusion is going to cut his life radically short.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
I mean,
Like,
oh my
even
God.
if everything goes perfectly, you're still forcing hormones and treatments into your body that it's not designed to handle. You will likely get the cancer if
Yeah.
you don't 41% yourself.
Correct. And listen, I just want to see him, fix himself and get the therapy to put him on the right track, because this delusional living is just not healthy for him or anyone
man.
around him.
And how they can be so mentally weak as to come upon this realization in like their 40s and 50s, because I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
It's
Well, the thing
disturbing.
All right. Now, first of all, this particular individual is surrounded by a network of sheeple. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's going to, like, hey, this is wrong. You shouldn't do this.
They're
Nobody's
gaslighting him.
Nobody is being honest with these individuals.
No.
And this is going on across our entire civilization. We have, like, one crazy person. Everyone around him doesn't want to, rock the boat or hurt their feelings. Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's literally a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer is you fucking tell them the truth.
Exactly.
You be honest and direct. That is a kindness that most people are unwilling to give their fellow man today.
Yeah.
I got yelled at all the time for that.
I just don't get it. Since when did telling the truth become an attack?
Because we have a lot of people living a lie. That's my saying.
It just blows my mind, man.
You know, if someone in the area is speaking the truth and people are getting upset, guess what? People are in that area are living a goddamn lie.
Yeah. How exactly do they expect people not to burst out into fits of uncontrollable laughter when they post photos of themselves mid-transition and they're like, "Oh yeah, my coworkers totally told me that they can't even tell." Yeah, sure, with your male pattern baldness, 5 o'clock shadow, but yeah, that sundress really just ties the room together.
And listen, it's absolutely heartbreaking. I
It is.
hate to see this stuff. I hate to see people needlessly suffer for just illogical horse crap.
Damn right.
It's totally unnecessary. It's totally self-inflicted. And it's being reinforced by their peer group that's like, oh, yeah, you're strong and independent. Yeah, it's totally possible. It's not.
It's not.
Okay? It's not. And listen, I know there's people who watch the show who just say, Pop, you're a bigot. You're an a-hole. Listen, I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah.
All right? It is what it is. If you're born a dude, if you're XY chromosome, no matter what you do, you are not going to change that.
Yep.
All right. And this 126 genders, that there's probably more, can all be boiled down to two things. You know, male, female, gay, asexual. And then, yes, there are people who are born with, both things, but they're outside the bell curve.
Yeah.
So
they're literally genetic anomalies.
and the left has really been able to control our entire culture by arguing examples outside the bell curve to apply to everyone in the bell curve. That is illogical stupidity.
Yes, it is.
All right, I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent.
It's all good, man.
Right.
That's exactly. Well, you're not wrong.
No,
That's absolutely correct. Gaslighting these people is not going to change the fact that they have something wrong up here.
Yes.
Okay? This is sick. And even though this is healthy, we're going to corrupt all of this so it matches this instead of fixing this so it matches the rest. It makes no sense unless you're a profiteering globalist ass bag.
And listen, it is always better to accept reality than to live in the delusion. Mm-hmm. I'm at a loss.
Yeah. Sean St. George wraps this up here beautifully. He said they've already bastardized the value of truth by using their truth as objective truth.
No. Their truth is nothing but their perspective.
Exactly. Solipsism is not a good way to go through life. So suck a dick! And of course, we can't... all these people, they can't be the only ones, who are heirs to the bonehead crown. We have to have a new person vying for the throne. So now we have a new man cut for you, dudes. You might not want to hear it, but Harry's Razors just partnered with a trans influencer to sell shaving gear, and its CEO is referring to moms and dads as birthing and non-birthing parents.
Now, okay.
Yay, zipper tits!
I want to see them run out of business. Every
So do I.
corporation that's doing this woke horse shit needs to be man-cotted into non-existence.
Yep. Here he is, the CEO of Harry's Razors.
Created a really sort of unbalanced dynamic and made the co-parenting thing really hard to actually live in practice. And so, that experience, was one that led us to this conclusion that, hey, we need not just a general parental leave policy, but an equal parental leave policy that treats birthing and non-birthing parents equally. So we've implemented that and give everybody 4 months, regardless of whether you're the birthing parent or the non-birthing parent.
Stop using those terms. They're
All
stupid.
right. Now, do I think paternity leave is necessary? Yes. Do I think the mother and the father, could use some paternity leave once a baby shows up?
Yeah.
Yes, because it's very stressful and it's a big adjustment. But most dudes will take a little bit, but then they'll go back to work real quick because they need the money.
Exactly.
Because paternity leave doesn't pay you, I believe, the full rate if you're working. It's
No.
usually discounted to a degree.
Usually, yeah. It's not fair. I want socialism. It's a good idea. It just hasn't been done right.
Yeah. How many times? I've heard that so many times.
I know. It's the dumbest shit ever.
And when it comes to communism and socialism, when they're like, oh, it just wasn't done right. Well, if you want it done right, you're going to have to wipe out every single hairless monkey on the planet and use a new race that isn't an evil hairless monkey. Because we are all flawed. We all are, vulnerable to corruption by power, sex, what have you. We always want more. We're greedy. That way, all of those people who are yelling kumbaya, we can all do it. They need to turn off the TV. We're not living in Star Trek land where you can walk up to a control panel, speak some words, and shit just appears. Because every single day you're here on this planet, something has to die to keep you here. That is a fact.
Make peace with it now.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to, whatever, you can kiss my butt.
Listen, a steak is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll swing the bat myself if I have.
I brought you a cheeseburger, man. I made a whole bunch of cheeseburgers.
Goddamn cupcakes.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, you did that on purpose.
I packed like 600 calories into his cake hole when I got here. He shows up and he sees 2 containers on the bar and he's, are those cupcakes? I'm like, yep. He's like, damn it. You're a dick, bro. You know I can't turn down cupcakes.
No, they're good. And they're like strawberry. Ugh.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. Nice homemade goodness.
Your wife is such a good cook.
She is. Oh.
If she's watching the show, thank you. I appreciate everything you do for this old bachelor. Truly, I do.
Well, I mean, get you a home-cooked meal once in a while, but don't ask me to scratch your back. It's all good.
No. That's why I have the abortion.
Got your abortion hook. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Speaking of abortion hooks, well, maybe a really, really late-term abortion hook.
Oh, there we go.
U.S. women's team, everybody knows about this, eliminated from the World Cup after an embarrassing penalty kick by none other by Megan raping the hose that completely missed the net.
All right. Now, I watched the opening scene when they did that national anthem, and the entire women's team was just disgracing themselves on the field when it came to the national anthem. All right. Now, I'm going to be honest. If I was running the show, they would never play again. I would literally make sure that they never walked onto another soccer field in a semi or professional way whatsoever, because that is disgraceful, in my opinion. We got all these little fruit flies in here, man.
Yeah, I know. Keep trying. That's what when you see me doing this, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get the little bastards. Like, just get the hell out of my
Damn,
face.
where are they coming from? Oh, I know where they're.
I don't know.
No, I bought a bunch of tomatoes I didn't finish, and they're probably got to throw those out tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen a lesbian choke this hard since the last one thought that,
But look how ugly this
glory hole
woman
was a
is.
singing hole.
I mean, look at her face and her hair.
I know.
I mean, compared to the last time, that was, 4 years ago?
Yep.
She's aged off a cliff.
Well, that's what
What a
happens.
stupid Kong.
This is what social justice does to women.
Yeah.
It turns them into ugly, unappealing, self-righteous garden tools.
Narcissistic.
Narcissistic,
selfish.
yes, of course.
Yeah, narcissistic, selfish tools.
But I got a great one here for you. Somebody decided to super glue a few bits of video together, and I think it's definitely worth a watch.
I can't wait.
You guys are going to love this. I'm going to put it full screen so you guys can see it a little bit better because it's stupid vertical video.
Oh my God, that was funny. I haven't even seen that one. I love the sound effect.
In the back of your stupid blue screen head.
Oh my God. Oh, I hate this one too. But that's exactly how his mind is working now.
Hell yeah, man. Oh, it's too good. Too freaking good. Oh, we got here. And what's funny is that, they spend so much time worrying about social issues that aren't issues. The thing about the women's soccer team that cracks me up is they had the opportunity to get the exact same payment option that the men get. which is a pay-for-play kind of deal. You make money, you make more money when you produce more. They said, "No, I want a guarantee." And then, well, no, we're not going to pay the same anyway. They literally make a tenth of the profit from the Women's World Cup versus the Men's World Cup. They should be making a tenth of what the guys make.
Correct.
Instead, it's just like the WNBA. It's essentially being subsidized by the actual work and athleticism of the men's team.
So what you're saying here is men are carrying women.
A little bit.
It's not like that doesn't happen on a daily goddamn basis. You know, ladies, you turn on your AC. Who invented that? Who put the telephone poles and ran the wires and runs the power plant and comes in and wires your house? It's all men.
Who puts the roof on your house when the shingles start coming off?
Yeah.
Man. Who
Who
probably
put
built
the
your
roof
house in
on
the
it?
first place? Men.
Men, yeah. This is insane. Like, literally, they are living in delusional land.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because we have produced an environment for them where they are the safest they have ever been in all of human history. And they really don't have to work that hard because most of them do admin jobs or other crazy, non-laborious, dirty, uncomfortable, or dangerous jobs that men do.
Women are 7 times more likely to choose jobs with poverty level wages.
Correct.
Because they don't want to work the dirty, uncomfortable, and dangerous
Yeah.
jobs.
And they'll go to college, run up a huge student loan debt to take these poverty wage jobs, and then cry and whine.
I want student debt forgiveness. I was duped.
Yeah.
No, you weren't. You chose a stupid career.
Yeah.
How much money do you think you're going to make every year doing underwater basket weaving?
Well, it's called cost-benefit analysis. And like I told all the young troops that were going to college, I'm like, listen, whatever you want to go to school for, you just figure out what you will make a year, within the first 5 years of that job, and do not run up student debt to be more than 50% of that gross pay per year. That'll be a manageable debt you could pay off in 5 to 10 years. If it's any higher than that, you're going to be chasing interest payments for 30 years.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, and they did it to themselves.
They did. Rat bastardos. And speaking of they did it to themselves,
Oh, no.
woman breaks down after being threatened and spat on while walking. Now, mind you, there's no evidence of this actually happening. But considering it's in San Francisco, I wouldn't be shocked. And it made me realize something while I was watching this video. Women are not afraid of men. They're afraid of other leftists.
Uh-huh.
I'm literally shaking right now. I was just getting groceries and I live in San Francisco and I never really feel fully safe. If you live in San Francisco, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I just got groceries. I'm walking out of the store and this guy is walking past me and says, "Move, you stupid bitch." And he spits in my face. Spits all over my face. And then I say, "Excuse me, did you just spit in my face?" And he says, "Move or I'll rape you." There's also people everywhere and everyone's just walking by because they're like, I can't handle something else in San Francisco. It's always something else.
Then move.
I don't even know why I'm posting this. If you live in San Francisco, do you feel this way all the time? I don't feel safe, ever. I literally never feel safe. It's better when it's daylight. But nighttime, no, not leaving my house.
And I guarantee you that the person who walked by this woman and spit in her face randomly in the middle of the day has probably been arrested before.
Yes.
And was likely kicked back on the streets by the same prosecutors and politicians this chick voted for. Benny Johnson, his tweet here says, "I see these videos and I don't feel a tiny ounce of sympathy. I look at the voting record. Did you vote Democrat? Did you march with BLM? Did you want to defund the police? Yes, yes, yes. Then you literally created the environment for this to happen to you. Stop crying." And guess what? She did.
Yep.
There it is. Made you look. Black Lives Matter.
Well, there you go.
Gee, it's almost like it's the consequences of your own actions. Better let them in.
Yep. Listen, I am thoroughly disgusted with how mentally weak and foolish the youth of today are.
Yeah.
They're falling for this propaganda horse shit in droves. Especially, what is it, the it's millennials, and then there's Gen Z, right? I forget what the labels. The Gen Z is starting to like see how stupid it is, so maybe there is some hope. But we have another 20 years of this stupidity to deal with, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, well, these people did it to themselves.
Yeah?
When you vote Democrat, when you expect people who are motivated by nothing but profit to govern with empathy,
Now go down and see.
it's not going to work too well for you, is it?
Is there like a Twitter thing for her, or
No. This is her
wait.
TikTok.
Oh.
That's her TikTok.
Well, Benny Johnson, is he the one that put that up there?
Yeah, he's the one who reposted it with that specific thing.
All right,
there.
we need if we could find her specifically and leave messages for her. You voted for it. Enjoy.
Oh, she's already getting hammered bad. She's, trying to, blame people for their racist and anti-Semitic comments. You're not really addressing the issue at hand. Yeah, the issue at hand is that you lived in a leftoid shithole that you helped create because you vote with emotion and not based on policy, not based on what's actually good for you.
Logic and reason.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Now, listen, I am not a fan of a lot of the shit the cops have been doing of late. There's a lot of bad cops out there that are screwing it up for everyone. Because let's face it, you cannot have a free society where the police are tyrannical.
No, you can't.
It's just a matter, if they keep this up, they're going to fuck around and find out.
Yeah. I've said this before many times. The super majority of a policeman's power doesn't come from policy. It doesn't come from mayors. It doesn't come from politicians. It comes from the illusion, the perception of authority, and the cooperation with that authority.
Now,
if that goes away,
you're fucked. Now, I don't want to see any great amounts of violence.
Oh, nor do I.
I'm going to get the hell out of the way.
yeah,
but
you're
I'm
too
not
old for
gonna-
that shit and some of it, but that is officially on our Murtaugh list.
Now, listen, when it does happen, which it probably will, I'm not going to lift a finger to stop it. I'm just going to get the hell out of the way. I want nothing to do with it.
Oh, yeah, we'll go up to your compound,
Yeah.
position a couple of snipers on intervals.
No. I'll have bunkers and a trench line in place. It'll be ready.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Is that gunfire from Pop's place? I wonder if something's up. No, they're just getting ready.
Yeah, look, man. This is nuts.
Yep.
I have a feeling they're going to do some stupid shit in 2024. It's going to kick this whole thing off.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the reason why YouTube has finally decided to roll things back and say, well, we're going to let you talk about the 2020 election. We're going to let you talk about vaccine problems. The reason why for all that stuff is, one, they want to provide the illusion that they're totally in favor of free speech. But I think the second thing is they are so fucking terrified that Potato can't win even with rigging.
Yes.
That they want to be able to open the discussion like it was in
And
2016.
here's another thing. YouTube had a super monopoly.
Oh, yeah.
They were the only show in town. And there was that one place that banned us in France.
Daily Motion.
There was a couple smaller ones that showed like Ogre-ish and other stuff like that. And they all went away. And then YouTube started getting stupid with this there's censoring and all the other crap they're doing.
Yep.
And guess what? They literally planted the seeds for their competition, which is taking a lot of eyeballs and a lot of ad revenue away from Alphabet,
Yep.
Google, YouTube, whatever you want to call them.
You're damn right.
And listen, and people have been complaining about the super chat amount that YouTube takes is increased. The money they're getting for their ad shares going down. People are getting demonetized, but they're still putting ads on their stuff. They do it to us all the time.
All the time. We get virtually no money from ad share whatsoever.
Yeah, very little, very little.
This show is 99% funded by you guys.
Yeah, and
We love you, no homo.
or me out of pocket.
Yeah.
Like the first 4 or 5 years,
I've done it too.
I paid for the whole thing out of my own pocket.
Yep. And then, eventually we got to the point where we could purchase, stuff like this, the equipment to do this stream. And then I basically had to teach myself everything that I have learned about this through trial and error. So,
You've done an outstanding job.
we get a boomer moment once in a while. Shit happens, but things seem to be going pretty well tonight. And you were talking about them taking eyeballs away from YouTube. Well, Rumble has been outdoing YouTube for our live audience count consistently now for months.
Yep.
So sooner or later, YouTube may go the way of the dinosaur. Oh, well.
And they did it to themselves. And I can guarantee you, they're full of fluff that doesn't even need to be there. A case in point, Twitter. Twitter laid off, 80% of the employees, and there wasn't any problem with service.
Yeah.
It's probably the same thing over at Google. Yeah. I got to have my fancy dinner and my gourmet coffee and my yoga room and a nap room. Like, shut up!
Yeah.
Literally, you show up to work. There's your fucking cubicle. Shut your hole. Punch in. 8 hours from now, punch out.
And bring a brown bag of lunch, you scientist.
That's the way it was when I was in the Army, man. I almost never took lunch.
I guarantee you most of the people who got laid off from Twatter were probably moderators.
Yeah.
Censorship artists. And
who's the other one? That one woman at Life at Twitter, and she showed how her day went, and then she got laid off and cried about it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, when miners and people who worked in the fossil fuel industry got laid off of their jobs left and right, you told them learn to code.
Yep.
Well, if you came looking for sympathy, you know exactly where you can find it.
In the dictionary between shit and syphilis,
there you go.
Learn how to weld.
But back to what we were talking about, the chicken San Francisco. What's hilarious is that the reason why this kind of behavior, if this is legit, we have to acknowledge the fact that women, when it comes to social media, lie like shag carpets for clout and attention. We all know they do.
That's not true.
You're right, I'm lying. Well, when stuff like this happens, woman avoids jail time after stabbing a blind date to get revenge for a U.S. killing an Iranian general.
And that was years ago.
Yeah, it happened in, what does it say, in 2020, something like that?
What? Oh, no, it was earlier.
It was last year. So she stabbed him last year. So like 2 years after more than that, after Soleimani was killed, she decided to go on a blind date with this guy, Daniel Trevino, who she met on Plenty of Fish. And stay off of there unless you like.
Got her in. Oh. You catch yourself a bad case of
Yeah. She blindfolded him and stabbed him in the neck with a kitchen knife while the two were having sex in a hotel room. This sounds like the opening credits of Basic Instinct.
I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Yeah. This is insane.
She was indicted on charges of attempted murder, 2 counts of battery. She pled guilty to 2 counts of false imprisonment with the use of a deadly weapon, and instead of a jail sentence, they ordered her to serve 3 years probation.
Yeah, that's
Pussy pass in the full effect. And you wonder why criminality is going off the fucking chain, especially in these leftoid shitholes. Wow. Well, you know, did you mean to do it? Do you feel sorry?
Did he slip and fall?
Oh, all right, we'll just let you go then.
Yeah. Did he slip and fall on that knife a couple times?
Yeah. So somebody who stabs somebody in the neck for no sane reason whatsoever gets off the hook. Meanwhile, a former president of the United States has so many witch hunts going after him and misdemeanors being artificially inflated into felonies.
Yep.
Let's just throw out civic precedent. Let's just throw out the whole fucking criminal justice system while we're at it. It clearly doesn't work for anyone or anything anymore unless you can afford it.
Yeah, and listen, that's not going to end well. I mean, historically speaking, whenever this happens, it's just a matter of time before the population says, fuck this.
Yeah. And the crime stuff is so off the chain that literally the rest of this show, save for your super chats, is devoted to just how insane this has gotten. You remember last week we showed you guys the awesome video of the 7-Eleven where the dude was trying to steal cigarettes using a trash can, and he got the shit beat out of him by a Sikh dude with a broom handle.
You know what a Sikh is, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're the warrior caste from India.
Yeah, and that guy obviously showed what was what. Well, now he's being investigated Not the shoplifter, not the one who instigated the crime, not the one who was committing a felony. The guy who was trying to stop it is being investigated.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest. People need to start stepping up because if the law is not going to maintain order, you're just going to have to be able to do it yourself.
Yep.
All right. This is ridiculous.
It is.
Look at this guy. He's stealing all kinds of tobacco.
Yep.
The guy just walks by, gets his stick. The other guy gets in his way, trying to stop him.
Okay, you're not going to steal from our store. 2,
boom,
boom,
3,
boom.
4, 5, 6, 7.
And did you see why they went after him here? The clerks said flat out that this same guy stole from their store twice before.
Yeah.
And obviously nothing was done about it, so they decided, you know what? Fine. If the police aren't going to handle this shit, I will. And now they're being investigated for it.
Correct.
I guarantee you this guy's probably going to be placed under arrest.
Maybe.
I mean, he's the right color. They may let him off, but I doubt it.
Yeah. And listen, man, this is ridiculous. I mean, San Francisco has literally no businesses left.
Yeah.
The Airbnb, the hotel industry, the tourist industry is gone. That city is fucking imploding. Mm-hmm. All right, and they won't do anything about it. They deserve everything that they get, in my opinion.
What a time to be alive. And it goes from there to this. This is one of the craziest things I've ever heard of. And obviously there's no video because this involves a man who got into an argument at a Sonic, like you do, and then drove a flagpole through the other man's head.
Wow.
And he survived.
Well, is he a vegetable? Or?
No.
He's fine?
He might lose an eye,
Okay.
but he's alive. Cops aren't sure where the perp will be tried because he's Native American.
Well, you know.
Just got to let him get away with it.
First of all, if that happens off of tribal land, then it should be handled by the federal government.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy went after him like Mel Gibson, the Patriot, berserker style.
Yeah?
And impaled his whole damn head with a flagpole that still had a flag on it.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
A drive-in restaurant in Tulsa where two men got in a fight, probably very common if Oklahoma Sonics or anything like Sonics near me, this says. During the fight, a man named Clinton Collins must have thought he was Mel Gibson and somehow ended up with a flagpole in his hand and then used said flagpole to attack another unidentified man. The pole entered the victim's head beneath his jaw and exited the other side of his head near his right temple.
That's bad.
The American flag was still attached at the time. See, there he goes.
Wow.
There's the madman right there. It's meth and dicks all the way.
Yep.
Emergency crew arrived at the scene, found the man still living with a flagpole sticking out of his head, and firefighters sawed part of the flagpole because they weren't able to shut the ambulance doors.
Yep.
According to police, he'll survive, but will likely lose his right eye. Collins was arrested and showed no remorse for the stabbing, even saying that the man got what he deserved.
Well, we don't know what happened. I don't know what the other side of the story is.
No, there's a... And a guy who got a flagpole shoved through his jaw and out one side of his skull is probably not going to be talking about it, at least out loud, anytime soon.
Yeah, I would have a hard time dealing with that.
Woo! I just...
What are you going to do?
Welcome to current year.
This is insane.
It's going to get worse. We're back to San Francisco with this next one here.
Here we go.
Family of black man shot by San Francisco police after pointing a gun at them says officers should have said, hey, let's talk before firing.
All right, so listen. Okay, I have been in quite a few firefights, probably half a dozen substantial ones, and 2 that were like off the hook big. There's no time for that.
Ain't nobody got time.
Listen, this is not Hollywood. All right. When the shooting starts, people die almost immediately. It is that quick and brutal. Oof. There's no time for hey, I'm sorry. All right. Now, listen, you point the gun at the cops, you get what you get. I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I myself would not recommend that.
No.
That is,
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I would not recommend that. You know, But, who knows? In the future, who knows what'll happen?
Yeah.
If they continue with the craziness that they're doing, it's not going to be onesie twosies. It's going to be mobs of people.
Yeah.
That is not. I don't want to see that happen. But
Yeah. It'll make the 2020 riots look like a kid's birthday party because you will actually have people out there with a legitimate purpose who are pissed off, not people who have been brainwashed into believing they're oppressed when they're not.
Like, you will know when the people on the right decide enough is enough, because it's not going to be riots and like burning a car or stuff like that. It's going to be surgical, vicious precision violence.
And we don't want that, for the record.
I'm just telling you how it's going to play out if it goes that way. And I'm getting the hell out of the way. I want nothing to do with that.
Ugh. This is just...
And listen, we're not trying to black pill everyone out there.
No.
But this is legitimately insanity that has now become mainstream here in America.
Fucking fruit flies, man.
Yeah, I have to throw out those tomatoes. That's where they're coming from.
That's probably a good idea. I can't believe the family of a black man who was shot by San Francisco police after he pointed a handgun at them, which was caught on video, say officers should have used de-escalation tactics instead of shooting him. Okay, how long does it take to pull a trigger? Fraction of a second. By the time you're done saying, hey, let's talk, you're already dead.
What kind of pistol was it?
I don't know. You want to take a look? I don't know if we got the actual
Is there a picture up there?
Here we go.
Y'all doing? Come on now, tell them, big brat. I ain't doing shit, nigga. Fuck y'all doing in my neighborhood?
Oh, here we go.
Ain't got no warrant. Ain't no fucking police, nigga. Ain't no police, bitch ass nigga. It's okay.
Really?
Ain't no
They're
fucking
trying to
police,
de-escalate
nigga.
it right here.
I said so, the fucking royal. Now tell me something, nigga.
Yeah, see, the time for de-escalation is before the weapons come out.
Well, he's obviously worked up over some stuff, and I get it,
I mean, the situation was probably at a 5 before this dude showed up. It ratcheted itself up to an 11.
Well, first of all, whenever you have somebody yelling like this,
Yep.
you have no idea what's going to happen.
No. I mean, he's packing. You can see he's got something heavy in his pocket in the front there.
Here we go.
There he goes.
We go. He's pulling it out, and
Oh, he was getting ready to. Set it against it for a second. I mean, you can tell this dude has a really expensive vocabulary.
people get worked up, I understand. They use all kinds
But
of...
there's no reason for him to get worked up. He literally just showed up where cops were already there, and he had no reason to be there in the first place.
But we don't know the backstory. We're just seeing what's happening here.
Just saying. Because he had it says right here, the shooting happened after Ryan Blufeld intervened and was extremely aggressive towards police, arresting someone who had a warrant. So he was literally not involved in this situation. He inserted himself into it. There's your context.
Yeah, there you go. All right. That's all I needed, context.
I'm not worried about the women. You want to start me, nigga? You want to start me, nigga? I'll fuck you up out here, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Uncuff that nigga.
He's just calling him riggers, of course. Uncuff him? No, he's under arrest.
If he has a warrant, here we go.
Oh, here he goes. Yep.
Come on now. Let him roll up here, nigga. Uncuff you right there. Hey. Uncuff you right there.
Here we go.
See, when you spend entire election cycles and weaponizing and using the media to literally brainwash and browbeat people into thinking that they're a marginalized race when they actually have things on their side like affirmative action and other things that give them a leg up over every other person out there walking that has, that's melanin challenged, this is what you get.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a shithole like San Francisco that refuses to punish actual crime.
Well, also, they're brainwashing the useful idiots to be their battle meat.
There you go. This guy put himself in the meat grinder because he was too stupid to look around and realize, hey, I'm being lied to by the same corporate interests and phonies that I claim are responsible for my own so-called oppression.
More than likely, he had a 9mm. That bullet will travel between 1,350 and 1,700 feet per second. There is no time for de-escalation once the pistol is out.
Mm-hmm.
You have, a fraction of a second to make a decision.
Yeah. The bottom line is this. The time for de-escalation is before the gun comes out. Once it's out, the only way to de-escalate is to take it to 0.
Well, to be honest...
And you do that with shots fired.
Well, what they could have done while he was just going off like that, it's just sprayed him with mace or some pepper spray, took him to the ground, cuffed him, searched him till he calmed down, and take away his weapon and let him go.
Yep.
But
You want some more backstory?
yeah.
Blufeld was formally arrested for kidnapping and sexually assaulting a girl. Oh.
Is that the guy who was getting arrested?
No, the guy who got shot.
Ah,
So, yeah,
there you go.
But,
And he's walking around.
These are leftoids in San Francisco, so of course they're going to deify him. They're going to put his face up on buildings. He's going to become a new face of a movement, just like George Floyd, a man who pistol whipped and held a gun to the belly of a pregnant woman.
Yeah, and actually that cop that was just standing there and didn't do anything is just convicted he's going to prison for 5 years.
Yeah, meanwhile, a dude who raped and assaulted numerous children underage only got 180 days in jail.
Yep.
Guess what color he was?
Yeah, I know. It is what it is.
Yep. Convicted of kidnapping and gang raping a girl when he was 16. Great job, Mom. You should have chosen to talk to him a while ago.
Correct. I mean, unfortunately, that's what's going to happen.
Yep. This guy is going to be...
Yeah, that's probably a 9mm right there.
Yep. Well, FAFO. Fuck around, find out.
Yeah.
And now we have... I don't know. Can we have, like, awards for awesome grannies?
Well, first of all, she's like 80. She's 87.
87 fought
What?
off a pantsless teen who broke into her home and attacked her, and then she distracted him with snacks while she called the cops.
Well, first of all right, let's just get this. Let's just talk about this whole situation. All right. What are you thinking? Trying to sexually assault a 90-year-old woman.
I don't think he was trying to
He
assault
says
her.
he's
He said that
pantsless.
I said it was. I don't know why.
Why do you
Maybe-
show up to somebody's house at night with no pants on?
Well, because he didn't show up there to bang her. Like she woke up from sleep. Her name is
Okay.
Marjorie Perkins, Brunswick, Maine. Beautiful town, by the way. Got quite the shock. She woke up in the middle of the night to find a pantsless teen hovering over her, and all he said was, "I'm going to cut you." She was alone in the home. She says, "I thought to myself, if he's going to cut, I'm going to kick." So I jumped into my shoes. With shoes secured, she grabbed a chair and used it as a shield. That helped. I was hollering for help out the window. He kept punching me and pushing me. The teen punched and kicked at her, and he managed to punch her in the forehead and leave a bruise, but she used the chair to keep him at bay. Eventually, like most teens, he got bored and went to the kitchen to look for snacks. Marjorie saw his pants and knife sitting on her air conditioning unit. The teen had removed the side panel of the unit and squeezed into the room to attack her. Undaunted, she followed him into the kitchen. I kept saying, "You need to get out. You need help." He said he was awfully hungry and he hadn't had anything to eat for quite a while. And I said, "Well, here's a box of peanut butter and honey crackers. You can have that whole box." I gave him 2 containers of Ensure and 2 tangerines. And while he was eating the snacks, Marjorie dialed 911 from her rotary phone.
This woman, wow, she's able to keep her. Wow.
He left before they got there, but a police dog tracked him down a few blocks away. Marjorie said he was 17, had a water bottle full of alcohol, and she recognized him because when he was younger, he used to mow her lawn.
Wow.
He did a darn good job, she said. I hope he gets help.
Man, I'm going to have to give that woman kudos for remaining so calm.
The indomitable Marjorie Perkins.
Listen, that's why we can't get rid of guns.
Exactly.
Listen, it's the ultimate equalizer. You never know when shit's going to go down, man.
Yeah, had Marjorie not, been more with it, I mean, as 87, I mean, she could have very well been bedridden for all, a lot of 87-year-old people are.
Uh-huh.
But, she got up and fended him off. Apparently, she teaches line dancing, which is how she stays active. She's been doing that for, 25 years. And
there you
she's
go.
able to keep him at bay with a fucking chair, like a lion tamer.
I don't want to live to be 87. I don't even want to come anywhere near that.
You're a 65 and out plan.
Yeah, I mean, I am striving for that goal.
That's why I keep bringing you cupcakes, you fat ass.
I know. I work out. I take my supplements.
It's all good. But that's not all. That's not the only old lady who deserves, what are they calling it in the chat? The Rhino Award? Because, if you're going to give awards to old ladies, it better be the Red Rhino Award.
They need to stop picking on him about that.
You cougar slaying son of a bitch. Oakland. 2 scumbags break into a 75-year-old woman's house and stick guns in her face. They did not expect her to open up with a .357 Magnum.
Good.
Yeah. She went Clint Eastwood on their ass.
357 is, when you do the studies, it is the number one gun for a one-shot stop.
Oh, yeah. Basically, they broke in. And then while they were busy trying to get at her valuables and stuff, she took the .357 out of her nightstand, hid it under a blanket until she had an opportune moment, and then she lit them up.
Oh, wow. Did you get them both?
No, it says after the first shot, coward thugs instantly fled the scene, spraying bullets. They shot 17 to 20 rounds while fleeing, and they didn't hit her once.
Wow.
Let's take a look.
Julie, she kept calm and reacted strategically, even as these strangers burst into her bedroom demanding valuables. She grabbed her gun and fired a single shot, only to come under fire herself.
It's absolutely unbelievable what she was able to do.
A 75-year-old woman is being called a hero by neighbors for firing a shot at 2 home invaders. Those strangers fired back. Luckily, she wasn't hurt. I spoke to her daughter, who did not want her face shown.
What is
It's
that?
amazing. She
That is
is
creepy.
a superwoman. We're all just lauding her and just amazed at her wherewithal.
It happened on Ettrick Street in the Chabot Park neighborhood in the Hills at about 2 in the morning Wednesday. 2 men kicked through the woman's front door. They went straight for her bedroom, pointed guns at her face, and demanded her phone. What the intruders didn't know was that she owns a .357 Magnum.
She had the presence of mind to reach in her nightstand and get her weapon. And she had it under the covers at first, and then when she saw an opening, she fired a shot.
The men fired back, about 17 to 20 shots, before leaving with valuables, including jewelry.
We went over afterwards, and we saw gunshots all on the walls.
It's a miracle that she's alive after the number of shots that were fired in her home.
Neighbors say she...
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to fucking acknowledge it.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen. When you're in a gunfight, you're not aiming. Most people just...
Oh, they were clearly panicked.
Yeah.
They probably couldn't have hit water if they fell out of a boat during that second.
Listen, man, once the adrenaline gets going, it
I know, right?
takes a lot of practice to be
My
able to
granny,
fight
what
through
big guns you have. Blah, blah, motherfucker.
that. Just imagine if she had a double barrel. Done.
I mean, in close quarters, even a blunderbuss would do the trick.
Oh, my God. Yep.
But those are not the most insane crimes. This next one takes the cake, I think. Man who broke into women's homes and rubbed their feet while they slept is arrested.
Wow. What are you going to do, man?
What are you going to do?
That is weird.
He's
Look
a
at that
weird-looking
guy. Oh, my
motherfucker.
God.
This dude's 26. He looks like he's 46. Atwater, California.
Is he super
You notice
fat?
the trend?
Yeah.
Like, aside from Brunswick, Maine, where the first old lady was, almost every other crime that we're talking about here was like California-stan.
Yep.
Wow. Man has been arrested after breaking into women's homes and rubbing their feet while they slept in a series of disturbing events that escalated in nature, police say. Incidents began last month on consecutive nights, July 1st through the 3rd, when Douglas County Sheriff's Office in Nevada received reports of an adult male who entered 2 state-line resort condominiums by opening unlocked screen doors and then positioning himself at the foot of women's beds when he would begin rubbing their feet while they slept.
That's weird.
When simping goes sour, filmed at 11. Each female awoke from their sleep as the subject was rubbing their feet. Once awake, the females confronted the male subject and he fled the scene.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Mark Anthony Gonzalez from Atwater, California.
Yeah. That's weird.
What?
Listen,
What
that's the
pos-
type of stuff that has like people escalate to be serial killers.
I know. It's just like, what possesses somebody
They're insane.
to make foot massages their gateway drug? Does he just watch too many Tarantino
Listen,
films?
man, look, you have no idea what is going to trigger somebody to go into La La Land.
Yeah, there's really no way of knowing. Everybody's triggers are different.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there to La La Land probably once or twice in my life for just a quick moment. But I didn't
You
stay
have
there.
how many days of your life or weeks are just completely off in the alcoholic ether?
6 weeks, probably
Oh,
6, 7
shit.
weeks. It's like almost 2 months.
That's good times.
You want from me, man?
Anthony Williams' new show, To Catch a Simp. I have a seat right here.
Yeah. Sucker idolizing mediocre pussy. Nice.
I mean, I've been with women who liked having their feet rubbed.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I was with one who liked having her toes sucked during things.
I got you.
I insisted on her showering first, obviously.
Okay, here's the thing.
But
The guy's obviously got a mental problem.
a little bit, yeah.
So, and if he has like no priors, all right, yeah, put him in jail, get him the help he needs. If see what you can do. All right, it hasn't escalated to violence or anything like really super creepy yet. Maybe you can head it off at the pass.
Yeah, with time, he starts getting more emboldened by what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like the drug addict thing. The first high is always your best, and then you have to keep escalating in order to try to reach that same level of thrill.
Well, the Night Stalker did something similar. He would break into people's houses, tie them up, and rape them and kill them.
Yeah.
He didn't rub their feet.
Well, that we know of. And
But,
people might have been more focused on the whole rape and murder thing.
But the thing is that behavior started somewhere.
Of course.
And it probably ramped up and as he got better at it and more confident and all kinds of, craziness ensued.
It's like Red Dragon is like, take it easy, Will. It's his first time. Haven't you experienced a sudden rush of panic?
That was Red Dragon, right?
Yeah, Red
I
Dragon. Red
love
Dragon's
that
fucking
movie.
great. Yeah. Brett Ratner, the director of X-Men 3, has no business having his name on a movie that fucking good.
I like
saying.
There was a first one and a remake.
Yeah, Manhunter was the first one. I think it was 87 with William Peterson from CSI. Dennis
I like
Farina.
the first one.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, they're both good.
That
just
one
different
part
ways.
where he's like, "It's just you and me now, sport." I was like, "Ooh,
Yep.
it's gonna get good." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, Brian Cox was a good Hannibal Lecter.
somebody's gonna get fucked up."
Get fucked up. I think it was Tom Noonan was Red Dragon the first time, and then Ray Fiennes in the remake. Good stuff, man. It's good stuff. I might want to watch that again. All right, last one, and we're going to white pill you guys with this one because this is a really nice story. It just happened to come up in my feed, and I was like, you know what? I want to end on a positive note.
Yeah.
People called the cops on a kid who was trying to make money by mowing yards to save up for a PlayStation 5. So the police officers got together and bought him a brand new PS5.
Yep.
And I believe it was caught on video. Let's check it out.
Oh, here we go. There you go. There you go, bro.
Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff we need more of, man.
Yeah.
And this is your average cop.
Yeah.
It really is. Most cops are not like these leftoid shithole cops that get kind of drunk on their own power because they think qualified immunity is going to protect them.
Okay, now let's be correct here. When I was in Red Trash Land,
oh boy,
a lot of those like podunk police departments had like half a dozen cops, and one or two of those guys was just absolute fucking tyrants.
Oh yeah, there's any job, there's always one asshole.
No, because there was this one guy who kept pulling over one of my soldiers.
Yeah.
And it was just getting out of hand. We're talking, $1,100 in tickets. The guy didn't make that much money.
Yeah.
I literally had to go there, talk to the chief, and then I showed up in court while he was fighting the tickets. And I'm like, Your Honor, this is obviously harassment. I don't understand if there's a personal thing going on. I don't care.
Yep.
But now the Army has visibility on this. And there's a chance you're going to have Army lawyers in here that have... Of course, I'm completely bluffing.
Well, but it worked, I bet.
Yeah, I'm like, the unlimited budgets. They will tie up your time. This needs to stop.
You're going to get fucked.
And literally, it's stopped right after that.
Yeah, I mean, are there dickhole cops everywhere?
yeah.
Of course, yeah.
yes.
Every single department has at least one.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah.
that there are dudes who just, they're on traffic duty. They don't want to be on traffic duty, but they just want to meet their quota, and they don't give a fuck whose day they ruin when they do it.
Yeah,
It's like, well, it was kind of yellow, but fuck it, I need one more ticket.
Well, when I was
Here.
a kid, we had an officer in the Berkeley PD. North was his last name. And for the most part, he was okay. But I saw him do some pretty fucked up, nefarious things as a child. And I'll never forgive the guy for that. In my opinion, it was out of bounds.
Yeah. I've had to deal with dickhole cops. I got 2 tickets in my life. I beat both of them. But like the second one, I made a left-hand turn. In a city that allegedly weren't supposed to like turn left during only specific hours of the day, but it was a national holiday. Most of those like oh, you can't turn left for these 2 hours of the day. They're null and void on national holidays. So I turned me, pulled me over, didn't even say 2 fucking words to me. I gave him everything, and he just handed me the ticket. I was like,
okay,
can't even fucking talk to you. Nice guy.
Yeah.
So I went into court. I talked to the judge, and he's like, "Oh, you just worried about points on your thing?" I was like, "No." I said, "I'm worried about this dickhole giving out traffic tickets on national holidays when the traffic regulations are null and void." And he's like, and he checks the date. Sorry, bro. He's like, judgment for the defense. Hey, bye-bye.
Hey, every time I go in there to fight the ticket, I'm like, Your Honor, listen, I understand. This is the way it works. I've noticed in life I get a ticket every 5 to 7 years for whatever the reason. Can we please just make this impeding traffic? You'll still get your money. I won't get any points on my license, and we can go another 5 to 7 years before I have to do this again.
Yeah.
And I've had like 2 judges that are like, that's well said.
It's not bad. There you go.
Pay your fine. See you later. I'm like, yeah, I'll be right up to the extortion counter.
Oh, yeah. It is an extortion counter.
It is!
And there's a lot of cops out there. One of my least favorite ones is like they act nice to you, right? And they act like they're doing you a favor. Because one time I got pulled over for running a red light that was clearly like green turning yellow. So he pulled me over. He's like, well, I'm not going to give you a ticket for running the red light so you don't get any points, but I'm going to give you this one instead. It's like, well, I was in Royal Oak, and unbeknownst to this mother fornicator, I'm good friends with the deputy chief.
Yeah, there you go.
Royal Oak. So I called him up. I let him know what happened. He's like, don't worry about the ticket. He's like, but I'm going to let you know. He's like, he wasn't that nice to you. He literally gave you the most expensive ticket that he could that didn't carry points. I'm like, I would expect nothing less.
Look, man, that's another thing that needs to get addressed. This whole, forcing the police to give tickets to drive revenue.
Yeah.
That is reprehensible in my opinion.
Yeah, and you guys out there who know all about who bought the administrative violence webinar, you know all about the cop boyfriend. They had a whole section devoted just to that. If you haven't bought it yet, well, you may get a second chance in November.
Yeah, maybe.
But, or should I say, but I'm not going to make any promises.
Yeah.
Just saying. We're thinking about it. Black Friday's coming up, and that's not racist. All right. It's 9:09. You want to read some chats?
Yeah, we need to start knocking up some chats.
Knock out some chats, and then we'll head on over to New Tech and read the good chats. Not that you guys aren't all giving us good chats over on YouTube. We'll just say uncensored chats.
Well,
over on the New Tech.
There's a lot of bikinis, and maybe there might be
Nice butts in there.
a butt. Maybe
Some suggestive nudity, a little bit. Got us in trouble with Twitch once before. But Amaranth can do hot tub streams, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
Because she calls it ASMR. That must mean that's exactly what it is. It's totally not just promoting her OnlyFans.
What is ASMR anyway?
Audio, sensory, media, something. I'm trying to remember exactly what the acronym is.
Okay.
What does it stand for? Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. So it's a tingling sensation that begins on the scalp and moves down the neck and upper spine. So you can get that if you listen to like really pleasing music, yada yada. But there are streamers out there. They're totally ASMR streamers that are not promoting their OnlyFans, who market themselves as these type of streamers, and all they do is literally make blowjob noises like 2 millimeters from a microphone.
That is disgusting.
And Amaranth won ASMR Streamer of the Year at the Twitch Awards.
Get out of here.
I'll buy that for $1. It's about all it's worth.
Oh my God.
She spent way more than that on her fake tits and ass. Smooth Criminal. Notice all the guys that side with them are all betas and will be left to rot as soon as the 2A range starts. You are
Probably correct, yes.
Laszlo, the instigator, says, this Hannah chick is very left, very indignant, and has said very negative things about Asians. Oh, Nelly.
Here we go.
I wonder if it was an Asian dude who spit in her face because he saw her TikTok. Alex Patino, if you are stupid for taking a college loan for a worthless degree, you deserve a Darwin Award. Going to college should be for the intelligent.
Yeah, I mean, just because you have a college degree nowadays doesn't make you smart. It just makes you pliable.
It used to mean something.
Yeah.
Until the government got involved. Isn't that everything?
I mean, when I was going to college
through
the mid-90s, the government really wasn't in that bad.
And you could afford it. You could afford to go to college on a full-time job and pay for it without a loan. When I first started college, that they hadn't really started doing that yet, and I was paying for all of my classes out of pocket, and I was able to afford it. As soon as student loans became a thing, everything got exponentially more expensive, just like insurance, just like medical.
Yep.
Government is the problem.
Yeah, the bureaucracy's a bitch.
Ken J. 1090 sent a video link in email. Older video, but still relevant and hilarious, he says. All right, let's take a look here.
What's it called?
YouTube HQ is what it's called. Let's check it out.
Let's hope this doesn't have...
And it's on YouTube, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be pleased to know that our 57-pillar plan to turn YouTube into a sterile cash cow is progressing well. Roger, how's your project going?
It's going well, sir. We've buried the subscriptions in between a bunch of shit we assume people will like based on their past behavior and made it so users often don't see videos from their subscriptions at all. But sometimes I wonder why we do this.
Ha 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 ha! Good work!
But sir, creators are upset.
Oh, who gives a fuck? Listen up, team. As you well know, the percentage of people who use ad-blocking software has been steadily increasing for some time now. Well, from today, that all changes. That's right. Anyone with the effrontery to block ads will see Goatsy. No, cute dancing cat. Don't mind if I do. That's horrible! Yes, it is. But something's got to be done about those smug bastards.
Well done, sir. The YouTube of today is a pale shadow of its former self. All of this evil shit is sure to increase profitability.
Oh, you fool! You said the P word.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's too late. Oh! Profitability.
They're all jerking off.
Oh my God.
Why does this always happen? Meeting adjourned.
Oh, that's so gross.
That is disgusting.
The Bukkake special. Oh, shaking nuts, dude. It's disgusting. Thank you, Ken. No, I hadn't seen that before. That's good shit.
That was pretty good.
And totally on point. Dung is fun. Guys, start buying stock in Rumble. I have 126 stocks in it. Get ahead of the curve before it gets too expensive. Already with you, bro. Sean St. George. Civvies have no understanding of in real-life combat except what is in Hollywood and broadcast TV shows. Once the weapon is drawn, you're now a combatant and no longer a civilian. Exactly.
Pretty much.
Crusader Nate. Also, Duru called it the Silent Sanchez.
Ugh. Doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good. Sounds kind of like a dirty Sanchez. Get
yeah.
out of here, you fucking flies.
That's nasty.
Look like I'm drinking cheap wine over here. Dung is fun. Freddy Krueger Pop. He doesn't know what he did on Ambien. It's a hell of a drug. Mostly eBay buying and online shopping. Sounds like a cover-up story to me.
I'm just telling you, man. Almost all the swords in the sword room, except for the sabers, were all purchased drunk on Ambien.
Oh, we got some info on that Hannah person. Okay, the one who was attacked in San Francisco, allegedly. Just received the worst directions in the world from some black brute at inner city transit. Go south. I'm making, not giving head. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. What's the next thing here?
What a weirdo.
Okay, so she's kind of a dill hole, apparently.
Yeah, she's obviously a leftoid idiot.
Yes. Let's take a look at this here.
We should probably let her know on Twitter. We talked
Do
about
I
it.
want a mean Asian from high school snatching my dream job? No, so time to start studying. Asian is not a race, it's a disgrace. I just watched Vise Clary Kung Fu kill a mosquito mid-snatch in the blink of an eye. Whenever I have no motivation, I think of an Asian getting a job over me and I immediately get to work. Frantic Asian kid comes into health center and rearranges the entire room so he can play video games lying across 4 chairs. Like, wow. See, that's the thing. Leftoids want to claim everybody else is racist.
I would say she's just an asshole.
But when the chips are down, they're the ones who are actually saying this shit.
I would just say she's a liberal asshole. I wouldn't go
Liberal
as far.
asshole. I mean, I don't care if I don't think that you're a racist for having
Yeah.
like, you know, for noticing somebody's, you know, culture or a stereotype or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it's all over her Twitter. Multiple times.
Yeah. And those are dated from what, 2011 and 12?
No, those were, I think those were more recent. Let me double check that one. Oh yeah, these were older. Yeah, 2011. Yeah, you're
Listen,
right.
and I'm sure they're going to crucify her for these tweets that are 12 years, 13 years old.
Back when you were allowed to joke on the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, you know, if you're a leftoid, you have to understand that modern-day sensibilities are always going to be applied to 10 years ago, 20, 50, 100. Doesn't matter.
That's ridiculous.
Because, you know, that wouldn't make everybody a hypocrite, right?
I don't know, man.
Redonkulas.
Redonkulous.
That's why we talk about it.
It's wrong.
And
it's ridiculous. It's redonkulous.
And that's why we're here. And we're going to take a little break right now. It's 9:17. We're going to jump on over to the new tech platforms, which include Kick. Jimmy Bones, if you can paste those links in the chat, the YouTube audience can follow us on over, if they so please. And get some better butts and some really fantastic chats. I'm sure there's some good stories coming in. I know we have one crazy uncle email. And some new Fitzwell cards for the pop culture deck.
All right.
So enjoy the Jeffrey Paul tunes, and we'll see you in 5 minutes. Go empty your squirrel bladders and refill your beer, you bitches.
Take it easy.